Steal a Brainrot is such an amazing game. I'm literally being sarcastic. Okay, let me explain something. Steal a Brainrot is a game where you collect stuff and you collect different brainrots. And when you go on this game, you're asking your question, and this one question you're asking, how in the world is this game popular? And why is this game popular for like an entire year? For starters, I just want to say the reason why this game is super popular is literally because of one reason and one reason alone. It's because it's a collectibles game. That is already popular, okay? So think of it as like this, okay? Imagine you're collecting all your favorite memes, okay? Let's say there are billions of memes, which technically there is, right? And because there's a whole bunch of different random memes, and if you really think about it, Steal a Brainrot is literally, or like Brainrots is the memes of like, you know, this generation, if you really think about it, right? But when it comes to Steal a Brainrot, right, you're practically collecting modern memes or like modern cool brainrots, if that makes sense. And this is why this game is popular. But at the end of the day, it doesn't excuse the fact that they get up to millions of players and millions of stuff a day. I mean, if you really think about it, there are actual other games besides Steal a Brainrot that has the same layout, but actually has like okay characters, right? Or like characters that is more unique and like you can collect different characters that like they've made up or something, which is pretty awesome if you really think about it. But overall, when it comes to Steal a Brainrot, the reason why this game is humongously popular is literally because this game is taking what's already popular and just monetizing it as a game. It's really simple as that, right? Now, I literally went in for like 5 minutes and the first thing I said is, why in the world is this game like literally popular? I literally, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went in there and I just got bored, right? And the thing is, Steal a Brainrot has a whole bunch of events and stuff like this. But at the end of the day, the game doesn't really focus on, well, I guess these events, kind of. It only really focuses on collecting and getting a lot of stuff. And that's the reason why this game is popular. And also, this is why, like, you could see a lot of other Steal a Brainrot content out there where, like, a lot of these YouTubers are, you know, popping off because of these content. Well, it's simply because people just want to see what they get, you know, on this game. Which is kind of weird if you really think about it. Like, also, another reason why this game is super popular is because, like, especially the content, and, like, this is the weirdest part about it, is when you see a lot of, like, YouTubers, when they, like, talk about Steal a Brainrot, or even just go ahead and play this game, you notice that their videos are not well edited, right? And there is a really good reason for this, okay? And the reason is because these type videos take about 5 minutes to literally make, kind of like this video right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it takes like 5 minutes to make, but the only problem is it's not really nothing to offer. 5 minutes, see what you got collecting and move on, right? That's literally how it is. See what you collected and move on. Like, it's really that simple, right? I know, not know him personally, but I know this YouTuber, okay? Now, I saw him, and he pretty much kind of makes videos with, like, his brother and stuff like this. You could kind of tell with these certain stuff, they can cost a lot of money and whatever, but the thing is, you know, they do well, you might as well upload them, right? Which is kind of weird if you really think about it, because Steal a Brainrot, all it really offers is you collecting stuff and you just like moving on, like just like literally forget about the game. And I think that's the problem when it comes with these type of content, right? You know, it kind of motivates a lot more of like, see what I can get, kind of like gambling, if that makes sense, right? I mean, this is why, like, if you look at Brawl Stars content back then, right? Obviously, Brawl Stars content isn't really as popular nowadays, but if you look at it back then when it was really like the hype, people would literally make videos spending money in this game so they can see what brawlers they can get, and that would earn millions of views. I'm pretty sure like Kairos Time has like his most viewed channel or most viewed video was literally him opening brawl boxes. Like, seriously, that was him. And it was like a 5-minute thing that he just did and just uploaded it on YouTube, right? Maybe a little bit, a few edits, and even then it wasn't really that hard, right? And that's the thing when it comes with these type of content. And I think what the worst part about it is because Steal a Brainrot became so popular and it's just like so I guess taking over Roblox, people decided to mimic it and just create other gambling type content. I'm not gonna call this gambling, but for the other games, I'm gonna call them gambling because somehow, some way, for the other games, the way that they I've played them, by the way, but the way that they literally like have some of these characters, it is literally impossible to get. Obviously, Steel of Brainrot has like probably way harder characters than any of these other games, but like overall, right, with like Steel of Brainrot and like all of these other, the literal main reason why Steel of Brainrot is really popular and probably will stay popular for a little bit of time, not so much, and I'll explain why. And the reason why it's popular is literally because it's just a collecting game. But the reason why it won't stay as much or stay as popular is also because it's a game where it takes modern day memes, I guess, or modern day brain rots and turning it into a game, a collectible game. And that's where it kind of dies down a little bit. Sure, when the next generation, you could probably make a huge update where you could say, okay, old stuff, and here's the new brain rots, or old memes, and you know what I'm saying, here's the new stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. But the reality is when it comes to this game isn't really targeted with any future generations besides this one. I mean, this is why I say Minecraft, is a game where it will literally stay out of, like, going downhill. You know what I'm saying? Because this game is going to keep on going and going and going. Because Minecraft, literally has probably like no niche, but at the same time, it kind of attracts everyone, right? Well, but when it comes with games like Steel of Brainrot and stuff like this, literally the reason why they're popular is literally because they're attracting, this newer generation and trying to get like people to collect certain stuff and see what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, another thing is when I see people like, play Steel of Brainrot, I'm not even kidding, like YouTubers and stuff like this, you can kind of tell they're either doing this for money, content-wise, viewer-wise, or practically, just trying to collect random stuff, right? And that's the problem when it comes with, like, these type of games. And this is why also I really don't play these type of games. I have played it, I play it, I'll literally play it once a month just to see how this game is, because till this day, I can still believe why this game is popular. But at the same time, this game doesn't really have a lot of, offers out there. And I think this is why also this game is really popular right now, is because this game is just a collectible. But at the end of the day, it's really going to die out. And in the future, we're going to probably see another thing popping up. One moment it was memes, the next literally it was like Steel of Brainrot or Brain Rots. And then after that, we're going to see some random stuff we haven't seen before. So at the end of the day, you really don't know what's going to happen with these type of games. And the thing is, within like 10 years along the line, this game is not going to last at all whatsoever. I think this game is going to really, really die out. And I think this game is really going to just like make content like feel a little bit lazy nowadays, right? And I think that's the weirdest part about it, is I get it where like people like go ahead and I still watch these type of content, someone open up brawl boxes just to see what they get. I was like, oh my god, you got this and that and the third. It's like at the end of the day you can just move on, and they're pretty easy to make, right? May cost a lot of money. At the end of the day, they're like one of the most easiest stuff to make, right? Just make a whole bunch of like gaming stuff where it's like you just collect random stuff and you move on. 5-minute video, right? But I think the problem is, I think the more that we see Steel of Brainrot content or any other collecting games, it's going to feel like content itself, especially gaming, going to just revolve around it. Like, I swear in the future too, and this is where it's actually becoming, and starting with Steel of Brainrot, in the future, when it comes with Steel of Brainrot and a lot of these other games, I am not gonna lie to you guys, we might see like, content revolving on collecting, like back then, Pokemon, but when we're talking about games, we could probably see like an actual game that you actually collect certain things and certain stuff, which is going to be pretty interesting to see. But overall, literally, we literally don't know what's going to happen, right? Like, literally. But anyways, that's literally my theory on why Steel of Brainrot is really popular. Honestly, I still don't understand how this game is popular, but at the end of the day, I understand it, like, why. But, like, how it's still popular, I don't know. Literally, you can just spend 5 minutes in this game and move on. And, like, half of the time, most people don't even go unless, like, there's events. And even then, apparently the events is bad. Like, I don't really follow Roblox, because I just don't like the game. This game is really weird in my opinion. But overall, when it comes with content and, like, stuff like this, I don't know. I just don't really like it. But at the same time, hey, whatever, Remember when there was, like, human slop? There we go. I'm 20 years old. So most people who probably knows, you know. Let's go ahead and go back to slop human content. I think that was peak, I'm not gonna lie, where people just made the most randomest stuff. Like I remember, you know, and like I wish like they have more of human creativity. I think human creativity is a lot more. But anyways, I remember like YouTubers making other YouTubers sing and stuff like that. It was pretty fun. Anyways, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys. And let's just letting you guys know this wasn't like literally without AI.